Welcome to the channel, guys. Welcome back. I'm Fausto Carnevale, international tax consultant, and in this video we will see the number one mistake when you are planning to do relocate in Italy. Or we can apply this logic also when you are relocating to Europe. So today let's talk about with a practical example and more in detail what happened when you relocate in Italy and you basically register to the municipality and you also forget to close your LLC, for example, in another country in the US. Or we also will do another example. So what happens if when you move to Italy, you see that maybe if you cannot use good tax regimes like impatriate regime or forfeit regime, you decide to open an LLC in another country because you see that the taxes on the LLC are very low. So I'm explaining in this video again what are you risking if you do like this. So basically in Italy this is called esterovestizione, or we can translate it in English like tax inversion. And it happens when you basically are the legal rep of a company, you live in Italy. This is also applied if you live in Belgium, in Germany, in Europe in general, and you also have a company in another country to reduce the corporate tax. You have the company in another country, of course, because the taxes are lower. The social contribution is also less than the social contribution, as you know, in Italy or Belgium. So you decide to do your business with an LLC in the US. So let's say you live in Italy and you continue to do the business with the LLC in the US. Or you live in Belgium and you continue to do with the LLC in Malta. Or maybe because you say Malta has a good taxation. Or even worse, you say, no, let's open a company in Dubai. The holding in Dubai buys the asset in Italy, blah, blah, blah. Italy tax you on two things, remember this. If you live and if you don't live, let's say today if you live in Italy, you as a physical person, even if you don't have the Italian passport, you have to declare all the revenues in Italy. Moreover, if you are using an LLC from another country, and I'm doing like this to explain you, if you're using an LLC in another country, if they find out, they might ask you to pay all the taxes in Italy. Okay, so this is basically the problem. This is the problem. Another thing that I wanted to mention, when you are doing a relocation plan and you, let's say, buy a house or an apartment, for this type of assets, you pay the taxes in the country where the asset is located. Let's give an example. Let's say that you think you are a little bit, you think you can avoid taxes, and you say, okay, I open a company in Dubai. The company owns 3 apartments in Italy, and I will rent those apartments. But I don't pay taxes because the company is outside Italy. No, first of all, the property itself pays the taxes in Italy. So even if it is owned by you, by a company, it pays the taxes in Italy. If you then live in Italy and you are doing this with an LLC, Dubai LLC, let's say, there is the risk that I told before, the esterovestizione, the tax inversion. So one quick trick to do it legally. First of all, do not move to Italy. Do not move to those countries if you think you can avoid to pay a lot of taxes. Because maybe I'm not saying that there is an automatic check, an automatic tax audit. But for a client, I had an example. The client, the American clients from the US, eventually he wanted to buy a house in Italy. In this case, when you want to buy a house in Italy, sooner or later, you have to move the money from the LLC to your bank account. And that can trigger a tax audit. But not only a tax audit, a tax check from the bank as well. Because the bank, they have to ask you, why are you transferring 100,000 euro for an apartment in Italy? can you please tell us where these money are from? You can say, yes, my LLC in the US. Okay, this is not an automatic check, but if then the person who works at the bank decide to send the report to the tax agency, Agenzia delle Entrate, but this principle is the same even if you live in Belgium or Germany or France. Then they might say, okay, but this man is living in France for 5 years, okay, and why he is using an LLC, an US LLC? I don't know, but I will start to ask some questions, and let's see if it is like I think it is. Maybe we will ask him a lot of taxes to pay, and this is totally legal. And you, if you are doing those things, you are totally wrong, because I know that a lot of accountants, they say, okay, no, open a company in another country, they won't find out automatically. This is true. But when you have to use the money, they can find out. If the tax agency has a minimum doubt, they can ask you. So please, when you do a relocation plan, use a service of a professional, or at least do a check, or at least, as the service that we offer, for 1 year, you may have a lot of questions, administrative, tax calculation. Use our new support, and use our support because we can help you for 1 year, for 2 years, for even more if you have questions, so you are sure that everything is done properly. Not to mention in this video the tax on high net worth individual, the error that those people can also make. Okay? Maybe next time I will talk about the famous error of rich actor and singer because they didn't plan a good relocation plan. So until next time, stay tuned, Fausto Carnevale, and enjoy your relocation, enjoy your travel, enjoy your life in Europe.